Hey, what's going on, guys? Welcome back. Calendar from Droid Life. So, guess what we got? Both the Droid Razor and the HTC Rezound. Are we calling it the Rezound, the Rezound? Rezound, that's what we're just going to call it. Anyway, we got them both. Going to do a sort of dual quick unboxing just to give you guys an idea what we're dealing with here. Since these two are going to go essentially head-to-head against another, along with the Galaxy Nexus, which we don't have, by the way, we might as well sort of start comparing them right now, right? So, anyway, let's jump into these and see what we've got. Alright, so let's start with the Rezound, since you guys have seen plenty of Droid Razor stuff. Anyway, Rezound just says HTC down there, 4G LTE certified, that's funny. On the back it talks about just some stuff that are included, like those iBeats headphones. Basically just black packaging, sort of sleek, sort of cool. Anyway, toss that aside. On the inside here we got HTC Rezound with Beats audio, more 4G LTE stuff, Rezound, nothing on the back, Verizon and HTC on the top. So let's see if we can pop this open, and there is your inside. So iBeats, but earbuds come with it. And then here is the phone, which is a 4.3 inch 720p resolution, super LCD display. You can see the cool red soft keys down there. Front 2 megapixel camera right there. And let's see if we can figure out how to get this thing out. Packaging is so fancy. Alright, so pull that out. Let me just set that aside for a second. Oh, there you can see the Beats there on the back. We'll get to those in a second. On the inside, so Beats stuff, I don't know if anybody's owned a pair of Beats before, but they always come with a little carrier. So this is your iBeats carrier. Documentation, chargers, you don't really need to go into those. In this little pouch though, I believe there's more, some extra earbud covers so you can get the perfect fit for your big or small ears. Alright, so put that back in there. Let's go ahead and dump the phone. Wow, it's really stuck in there. Alright. Wow, feels nice. Put that away for a second. So the Beats earbuds, we sort of get these out. I will just show you. They do have play, pause, next buttons. And I believe there's a mic. Yep, so there's a mic. So you can actually take calls, I believe, while you're using your Beats earbuds while you're walking around with your Rezound. So anyway, we can get back to those in a second. For now, let's just go ahead and dive into the phone. So, like I said, 4.3 inch screen. It's 720p, so it's an HD screen, just like you'll get Galaxy Nexus, although that's an HD Super AMOLED. This is a Super LCD. So it'll be nice once we get the Galaxy Nexus to actually compare that to see what differences are. Anyway, Verizon branding, soft keys. You can see there's red highlights sort of all over the place on it. There you go. Right side here, volume rocker. Left side looks like a noise canceling mic there, and your micro USB, which is an MHL adapter. So if you want HDMI, you just need an MHL adapter that has HDMI. So there's no HDMI port, but that's fine. I would rather just have one port. You just need an adapter to get HDMI going on there. So it definitely has HDMI out. There's just not a specific port for it, just so you guys are clear on that. Up top is your lock button on the top right, and a 3.5mm headphone jack there. On the bottom, another mic, and also your spot to pop the battery off. On the back, this is where it gets real sexy. You get the contours that you've seen from, the Incredible franchise. And to tell you the truth, this really just sort of feels and looks like the original Incredible, but beefed up on steroids. So looks like we got speaker here. There's your Beats logo, 4G LTE. There's another speaker. I believe that's a speaker. I guess those could be noise canceling mics. Speaker right there, 8 megapixel camera, really advanced, one of the best cameras you're gonna find on any phone essentially. HTC's really taking it up a notch with their camera. So anyway, let's pop the back if we can. Give you guys a look at the inside. Wow, if I can figure out how to get it off. There we go, since I have no nails at this point in time. Alright. So under the back, well, first of all, let's show you this side. So on the inside, at first we thought HTC was going to make you buy a separate wireless charging back, but this appears as if it's actually built right in, so you don't have to buy it separate. So if you had one of those wireless charging pads, you could just set your phone on it and it would charge it. Those look like all the connectors to be able to do that. So I think this might this might be a wireless charger. I will have to verify that, but you can see that right there, that right there. Those pins all go in these pins on the back. Should wireless charge. So anyway, on the back here, let's pop the battery. You can see it's got a full SIM card in there. It's not a micro SIM like you'll see on the Droid Razr and the Galaxy Nexus. 16 gig SD card comes in there, and it also has 16 gig onboard storage. And then of course it just looks cool because it's see-through red back. You can see all the inner workings of the phone there. Battery is 1620 milliamp. Everyone's just disappointed in that, and they should be. I don't know how a 4G LTE phone is going to last more than 5 hours on a 620 milliamp battery. So that's sort of a disappointment. But anyway, let's fire it up. Talk about what we've got here. HTC phones always turn on sort of weird. Sometimes you have to hit the button twice. Anyway, in the hand it feels, well, it's really long. I don't know if, I haven't held the Razr in a couple weeks, so it just feels really long, and that could be, I don't know, it's just a 4.3 inch screen, so it's not like the screen's bigger than in other phones, but it's not wide this way. So it feels actually pretty nice in hand. Oh, there's the Beats logo. So it feels pretty nice in hand like this. And the Razr, which you'll see in a second, is actually thicker. It's wider, I should say. Not thicker, it's wider. So it feels pretty good in hand for the most part, though. It's definitely not that heavy. It's about Thunderbolt weight, I believe. There's a profile pic to give you how thin and thick it is. So it's actually a pretty thin device. It's not Razr thin. I don't even know if it'll be as thin as the Galaxy Nexus, but it's definitely not thick by any means. So that's a good thing. So we're booted up. This has HTC Sense 3.5, and I believe it's the first Android phone on Verizon to run that. Although the HTC Rime might have run sort of a custom version of that. But anyway, so to unlock it, you got your ring. You can also change this lock screen to a variety of different things. One being shortcuts with phone and text and camera and stuff like that. This will just unlock it though. See if I can skip past that. We'll do setup at another time. And HTC Sense got a lot of stuff to load. So HTC Sense, by the way, it's custom skin on Android. This is running Android 2.3.4, I believe. I will verify that in a second. But HTC Sense on there, newest version you can get. Tons of widgets. You can see the old wheel. For those of you on Verizon that aren't aware of HTC Sense 3.5, they have added some really cool stuff like that. You can just keep spinning this thing in a wheel to get to different pages. There's a whole bunch of different stuff going on here. Quick settings stuff. Let's go into the apps and look at all the bloatware. There's your Verizon tab, and there is your bloatware. Ooh, somebody honking outside. It's paginated scrolling. Not a huge fan of that. I wish they would just make it flickable, but HTC's gone this route. They've obviously got some feedback that says that's the way to do it. Let's see, what else do we got? Let's go ahead and look at that Android version. I believe it's 2.3.4. Software 2.3.4. HTC Sense 3.5. If we want to get a verification on hardware specs, HTC's been doing this lately. 1.5 gigahertz dual core. I don't think I actually touched on that. It's a Snapdragon S3, gig of RAM, 4.3 inch 720p resolution screen, 8 megapixel camera in the back, 2 in the front. BGN, Wi-Fi, Bluetooth 3.0. I believe the Razr's only 2 point something. It's definitely not 3.0. So anyway, that's just a quick look at the HTC Rezound. Definitely loving the look on the back, the sort of rubbery. It's not slick, it's not overly grippy, it actually feels really nice. Lock switch on the top right over here is a plus for me. Oh, here's that lock screen again, by the way. So if you want to do shortcuts, if you want to jump right into your camera, you just grab your camera, pull it down into that, and it should load up your camera. Let's go ahead and snap a quick picture, since the camera is supposed to be awesome. And not bad, right? So not as fast as you're going to see on, I believe, the Razr, and definitely not as fast as the Galaxy Nexus, but it still snaps pretty quick. Actually, you can probably adjust that time for review too, so it could be faster than that. We'll have to play with that later. Anyway, this is just supposed to be an unboxing, so we'll get to the Razr now, and yeah, HTC Rezound. I have a ton more on it later on in this week.